Hello and welcome back to Factorio Vanilla 1.0. In our last episode, we set up an iron mine down here to try and round out what we needed for iron in the main base. We're still not there yet. I think we need to probably have a bit more iron coming in, but this should make quite a bit of difference. I also extended this Roboport network here to cover this tiny little area. And I had to do a little bit of squiggliness with the belt, but we got a belt of ammo ready to go once it gets there all the way. It's a bit of an issue for the bots because they're going to go kind of this way, but it's got to be what it's got to be. So they're going to, you can see here they go. They're going to kind of go this way, and then they're going to have to deflect, or not really deflect, but swing their way up that way. They could become issues. Yeah, it could become issues with biters on this island. But there's not a whole lot I can do about it because that's just so far down unless I established a completely separate station here. Pollution is not really an issue just yet down there, but I wanted to get it taken care of beforehand. However, these guys here are going to get aggravated by the pollution, and they're probably going to come this way. So, because I don't know what's down here, but I know they can come this way. So, they're definitely going to come after me at some point. But that lets us get this iron patch as well, which will be nice to have in the future, having this area secured. And then in the future, also, I want to just start plowing my way this way. But before we do that, that's a 4.1. It's not too bad. We had one more, I thought. This one here, 4.8. Turn off the stuff there. Yeah, I mean, there's more out here, but I want to gather most of my resources westward here. So other than the immediate area that I've taken for my greater base area here, I want to kind of keep it close. All right, they're working on belts. We should get those in pretty soon. The train was there and then left. So we have this this network of rails here, and a couple episodes ago, we started working here on uranium processing. In the time that it took us to make that last episode, as well as the time that it took for me to set up that wall and go back to the base for supplies, we have 59 now, which means we can do Kovarex. However, before I do Kovarex, I want to actually plan this out a little bit. First of all, let's do red belts, not yellow belts. I want to plan this out a little bit because what we need to have is a bit of a storage area. Let's see. Yes, boxes. So we need to be able to store, kind of how we're doing here, we need to be able to store both kinds of uranium and sort them into two separate piles, and then provide that sorted pile onto this belt for the Kovarex to take care of, and then take it back off of this belt here and resort it. So what I want to do with that is I want to have an area kind of like this. So we'll have a belt that comes in, and I'm not sure which direction the belt's going to come in yet. But then we want to have something just like this where we have, or similar to this I should say, where we have boxes on either side, except that these need to be filter inserters. And we'll have, let's just say we have light greens here, and we have dark greens here. And that gives us a simple sorting system. And then we can just have blue inserters here that take care of the that output back onto belts. And then you simply just take these belts like this, and you bring them together. We cut that off. You bring them together like this, and then you have your output. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And then the output would go into this. The problem here is we need to prioritize the inputs from this one over this one. Because we want to take care of what we have already in the processing system before we accept new stuff from the refining system. I should also do some research while we're at it here. Let's see, how about worker robot cargo size would be good? No, actually, let's do Spidertron instead. Let's do Spidertron, because I think next episode will be Spidertron episode. Okay, so the way that I want to do this, though, is I probably will have maybe a few more, maybe 8 more at most of these. And really, 4 of these is enough. So I can just set this up to be something like this. Put it over here a bit, just kind of out of the way. And then this one can come in like this. The only issue is if I want more storage. Yeah, I might want more storage. So this will just go into there. That's fine. That's how that's supposed to work. Let's see. These are only going to take up that much more space. Plus they're beacons, though. And their beacons are going to go all the way... including this one, this would be right here. So this all needs to move down a little bit more. Just to make 1, 2, 3 more spaces and 1 to grow on. There, and oopsie, there. This would go here, and then that would be the last one. Yeah. Okay, so I can take all of this out now. I'll leave that one in. Oops, not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to cut, I wanted to remove. Because we don't need it right now. So this will go in here, this will come out here. And we just want to have a priority input from the right. And that'll go like that. The issue is all of this is going to output onto one side of the belt. And here's where our one to grow on comes in nicely. Because... nope. There. Please. Did I do this right still? No, I need 1 more to grow on. Okay, let's do 1 more to grow on. That's fine. Bots are free. Bot work is free. As this needs to be a simple balancer here. Actually, that could have been right there. And there we go. And actually, this could be here and save a belt, I suppose. And then this needs to be here. So this will simply balance everything so that it comes out on the top side and it just gets balanced onto both sides of the belt. Nothing fancy there. Okay, I think this will all work. Let's grab... you know what I should do, though? I should use a substation here. Substation. Yes, I should. But will it... oh, it'll reach, too. That's beautiful. Let's put a substation right here. And, of course, that's not connected to the power networks. I'm just going to bring this one down like that for now. And then now those are connected. And substations are nice because that's 1 power pole that will handle a large storage area. Let's see. I want to wire these boxes together. They're already wired together into into each other here. Let's turn this loose. Because I want to be able to do a couple of things. First off, I want to be able to shut off input uranium. So I need to have a power pole that goes... let's see, I'll go here, just for space reasons. I'm going to bring it up here like this, and then I'll move this one over here. And so I want to keep running this wire here to here to here, and of course I'm out to here to here. And I want these to only work when uranium-238 is less than 1, 2, 3, 4 times 32 times something. I don't remember how much gets stored in there. What happened? Oh, they're... wait a minute. Oh, they're still unloading. Okay, never mind. I need to not do that just yet. How much? 100 times 32. That's 3,200. That's easy math to do. 32 times 4 is 128, so 12,800. So I want to say that this only works if this uranium is less than, we'll say 10K. And it is, so it's going to work. Let me do some help here, maybe. Maybe not. I don't have a whole lot of room in my inventory. Maybe I should... Yeah, let me do something else here. Let's put down a few of these. And I will do that, 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 that. And then I can do that. And then I can do this. Load all of that 238 in. And then I want to keep these. I want to keep these anyway. Let's see. I can pick these up. And I can pick these up. There we go. So down here, I do want to add a couple more. Are you making contact here? You are. Okay, great. And then this, I want to add a couple more here as well, because I want this process to be fast. And then this goes here and here. And then this goes there. Okay, so I want to put in, first I want to put in the productivity modules. Boom, 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 and boom. And then I want to put in all, not all, but almost all of that so that it can run. And we can go ahead and do this, I guess. Oh, I can't do that because I don't have a way to pick those up here just yet. I guess I was worried about nothing. Okay, so see, they passed them over here, and now this one's running. Which is fine. It'll work out eventually. It'll stay between these two, though, because of this box. So I just need to make sure that at least one of them is always running. And once we get this started, it'll work out fine. Kovarex is one of those things where you either need to set it up and leave it alone for quite a while, or you need to stand here and supervise it. And I think I'll just let it go. I am going to need a very slow inserter on this process, though, I think. So let me put another inserter down. I'm going to limit the stack size to 1. And then I'm going to whitelist these. Well, I guess I need to have more power poles than I thought, which means I probably don't need that one. I do not. Excellent. And what will happen here is these ones, since they only have a stack of 1, they'll easily get outpaced by these. And the other advantage here is... You know what, actually, I don't even need these both. I can just do a blue one with a stack size of 1. That'll be much less insane. Copy that, though, so I don't have to do this filtering every time. Which means I can take that one up now. I don't need it again. Okay, so we have... So what's going to happen is... The blue inserter is just going to pick up U235 if it needs it. Alright, I mute myself in the middle of that sentence. If it needs the U235, or as the U235 comes along, it'll pick it up. But until it needs it, it'll just let it sit on the belt. And it might pick up one each process, but it's going to be fine in the end because it's just going to work out. We could also shortcut the U235 here and let it come down this way and right into here, but eventually it's not going to matter, so it might as well not matter now. Oh good, we can have 2 of these running now. Almost. We have 3 surplus, which is not enough to keep them both running consistently, but I think it'll be fine. So let's play with nuclear power plants now. Let's do some building. First off, a nuclear power plant, let's see, where is it? Consumes 40 megawatts of energy. One of these, which is the uranium fuel cells, which is what we need, contain 8 gigajoules of energy. If you do the math on that, which is pretty simple, 8,000, which is 8,000 megajoules, divided by 40 megawatts, you end up, which is megajoules per second, you end up with 200 seconds of runtime. And 200 seconds is just over 3 minutes on one nuclear fuel cell, one of these. The issue is that nuclear runs nonstop. It's not like the steam power where it'll run and then it'll cut down or consume less fuel. This runs nonstop. This is like solar in that respect, in that it runs exactly 200 seconds per fuel cell. So that's fine. You just kind of have to compensate for it a little bit. I'm going to put down one of each of these other two buildings that we have available to us here. The next one is the heat exchanger. The heat exchanger consumes 10 megawatts of energy. This produces 40. This consumes 10. So right away, one of these equals... Actually, let's do this. Put it down here. Equals 4 of these. And then this consumes 5.8 megawatts of energy. So one of these produces 40. 40 divided by 5.8 is like 7. It's not a precise number by any means, but it's basically 7. So what you want to have is 1 of these to 4 of these to 7 of these. Except that's only for one nuclear reactor. What if you have 2 nuclear reactors? Now all of a sudden you can see there's this neighbor bonus thing down here. Each time a nuclear reactor, and it's not working right now because these aren't powered up, but each time a nuclear reactor is adjacent to another nuclear reactor, it gives 100% neighbor bonus to that neighbor. So now this one produces 40 megawatts, but it's got a neighbor, so it automatically gives another 40 megawatts to its neighbor. So now this one's producing 80 megawatts, and this one gives 40 megawatts to its neighbor, so this one's producing 80 megawatts. Well, that's getting pretty nice now. Well, you can do the same thing if you go out to, say, 4 reactors. Now, this one's producing 40, but it has 2 neighbors giving it 40 more. So it's producing 120 megawatts, and so are the others. And then what happens if you set up 6? If you set up 6, now this one has 1, 2, 3 neighbors, which means that it's getting 120 megawatts from its neighbors, so it's producing 160 megawatts. So you can see that by adding more and more nuclear reactors in the same spot right here, you get the ability to produce a lot more power. A lot more power. I'm only going to set up 4 for right now. You can find these ratios, by the way, on the Factorio cheat sheet, factoriocheatsheet.com. There are these simple build ratios for one nuclear reactor, which is 1, 4, and 7, as I mentioned before. Then there's they skip 2, but they go right to 4, which is a really nice setup, as I mentioned before. And because these 4 reactors, each one is basically producing enough energy for 3. And I'll show you the neighbor bonus once these get heated up. But if effectively it's producing enough for 3, then we have effectively 12 reactors here. So instead of 4 of these, now we need 48. And instead of about 7 of these, now we need 84. But there's a 4th qualifier here. The 4th qualifier is the offshore pump. You need to provide water to these. The offshore pump provides... Where'd it go? Oh, well, I'll just mouse over it. 1,200 water per second. These consume 103 per second, which means that they could consume just like 11.5 of these or whatever could consume an entire pipe. These, though, consume exactly 60. I don't know why these are 103. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. But these are exactly 60. So right there you can see one pump is 20 steam turbines. And if you pair those up with 12 of these, assuming they only produced 100, then that means that one pump is 12 heat exchangers and 20 turbines. Now, that's not perfect ratio for power production, but it is good enough as far as everything, the way everything works with the rounding and stuff that go with these. So that's kind of a common layout. So what a lot of people will do is they will have a line of 12 of these, and that line is all connected with pipes that I didn't grab enough pipes. All connected with pipes. The water comes in via some underground pipes like this. Oopsie. That's not what I wanted. Not at all. Okay, that's more like what I wanted. And then you can actually just put down these guys right here like this. So this is a common layout you'll see that's kind of expandable and works really well. And you go out with 20 of these. I don't know how many I have here. What do I have? 8, 16, 20. And then you just run that pipe along. Actually, let's do it like this. You run this pipe along that stretch, and you plug that into water someplace. And that's what we're going to do. But first off, I need to put down some power poles here. Because I'm building a plan here, by the way, in case you didn't notice. How far apart can these go? To there. So let's do... so this is one tile less than the... one tile less than 3, or 2, I should say. Whatever those are called. Yeah, so that's where we hit a problem. Let me try something. What if I put these up one level, just temporarily here? I want to space them out as far as I can go. And then I want to cut them all. Can I find a spot where I can put them down at maximum spacing and they don't overlap a stupid... No, I can't. There is no spot. There is no spot when where one of those is not red. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, then in that case, I will just put them down where I can. So we're just going to do kind of the lazy putting down method here. Oops. Which is, I'll go maybe start right here and then just drag along. And where it needs to space them closer together to fit, to accommodate the pipe, it will. And then from here, now, we would make a second one. I'm not going to make the whole thing just to start with here, but we need to have space here. So you can see that we can run a power pole right here. And that works out pretty well, because then we can bring that power pole, or those power poles, back up here to where we can actually connect it to the power network for the whole base. So this is kind of going to fit in there just like that. But what I want to do here is I want to take this whole thing back up again. And I want to start this way over here by the coastline. And I want to let my bots catch up too, because... Uh-oh, train out of fuel. Why is there a train out of fuel? Oh no, the uranium train is out of fuel. Please coast out of the line. Keep going, 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 keep going. Oh, look at that. Okay, we don't need uranium right now, so we'll be fine. I'll go fix that probably after the episode. So we can come way, way over here somewhere. And I want to be careful because I don't want to get too close to the coastline and then not be able to put these down. But I think if we kind of use this-ish as a measuring stick, and we come up here, up kind of where we're nearby where we're processing all this stuff. We come up here someplace, maybe about right there, and we just start putting these down. So for 4 reactors, we need 4 of these, because we needed to have whatever the number was that I forgot now, 48. I want to make sure I'm doing these right, lining them up together and everything. I think that's all correct. Can I get out of here, please? No? Okay, we'll go this way then. We need to have 48 heat exchangers and however many it was steam turbines. 80 steam turbines. It's 84 if you look at kind of how the math works. Okay, you're fine. I will take care of you in a moment. I want to take this like this, and then like this, and then like this actually without the turbines, and start building my way over to the coast. And that should be good. Let's do, I did one, so let's do 1, 2, 3. And then we just put these in line someplace close to in line. Do one right there. That one's in line, and then one right there. It's never going to be perfect. You kind of just got to deal with it. But it can be close enough to perfect. And then we do that. So now those have water. We have power connected to all of the generators. Actually, the generators don't need the one power pole in the middle of each pair, but it's okay. Wait, I did these too far apart. Shoot. Well, that's not good. Now I've got to fix the water and everything. What did I do? Screw it up again? Yeah? There it is. Third time's a charm. Okay, so then we need to take this stuff all up one space. Which means that this one can go straight in here now, and this one just needs to go off by one more. No biggie. Something like that. Come on back, my little friends. Pick up trees. Pick up sticks. Did I not get enough turbines? Oh, these are still placed. Okay, that's why. Let's go down here. Pick up the oopsies. Put down the fixies. I'm out of pipe. Straight pipe. One and two. Okay. There and there. Is that how many I've got? I think that's how many I've got. Yes. Okay, so that's a good chunk of the nuclear plant. Do I have iron to make pipe? Can I just make some? It's probably not enough, but we'll make it anyway. And so then the next thing we need to hook up is heat pipe. And the heat pipe is what transfers the energy from the nuclear reactor to the, actually I'll just copy paste that, to these heat turbines, heat exchangers, I should say. Should call them the correct thing. And so this needs to go, as I did here, just a little bit past the end of these. And the good thing is here, since we connected the pipes all this way, that means the heat pipes can have this entire side all to their own. And I can also take these up and put them back down over here someplace. And it kind of doesn't matter as long as they're connected to the heat pipe. Yeah, we'll just put them down. I think it'll be fine. No matter where we do it, I think it'll be fine. And so that's a basic, so we have water here. We have no steam yet because we don't have any heat yet. But this is kind of a basic layout. But I actually need to move these. We need to move them far enough that I can put down some boxes. I need purple boxes made, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need requester chests. Because I'm going to do this all bot-based because why not at this point. So we need a requester chest, and then we need an inserter. And this can just be, actually this could be a yellow inserter. This doesn't have to be much. And then we need to have a purple box and another yellow inserter. Okay, so paste these down. We need to have a way for the heat pipes to connect through, which this should be easy enough done. And then they can kind of just go like right there. Yeah. So that's that. We need to copy this here to there, and then there, and there. And then we just need to bring the power poles back this way. There's not enough room. there won't be enough room, I should say, to connect this with anything bigger than, or have to use big power poles. So we're going to have a space somewhere because we need to have a big power pole in here. There's no other way about it, unfortunately, other than going around the far end, whatever the far end is. So we'll go here like this. Can I bring these in here, or should I just do a substation? Nope, I will do power poles. You go there, and there, and there, and please go there. And then I'll just connect these together here. So now they all have, they don't have power yet. Do. Okay, so now they should have power. They don't have logistics yet, though. And this is just going to be one small logistics network out here in the middle of nowhere. Roboport, there it is. So we obviously want logistics coverage here. There's a tree right there. And we want to make sure that it covers the whole thing. I'm going to put it, I'm just going to kind of center it here, I guess. But it doesn't need to cover more than that box line. So we can just kind of go right there. And I'll connect that up with the power pole. And then we can come back this way. There. And I'm going to go one more. Doggone it. Go there. This power pole there. And then this one. I'm going to run, actually this will be kind of my home run to the power grid on the rail network. So we'll do that like that. And then this will just connect in like that. That's fine. The reason I did so many here is I want this to run all the way back over here because I need to do the reprocessing of the fuel over here where I can kind of get at it a little easier. All right, so we do have 2 Kovarexes going like crazy. We do have 12 stored up. We can put these 80 into there. And now we should kind of have a sweet spot where we are processing 4 at the same time. And that's more than enough. I think one Kovarex machine can provide enough U-235 for, I don't know what it is, a massive, massive amount. Wow, is this full already? Up to 10K already? 2, 4, yeah it is, wow. We already have 10,000 U-238. That's still that flashing. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is set up the nuclear fuel creation and the nuclear fuel reprocessing. What I should have done here and didn't do is actually move this whole thing right here down 1 space. And the reason is I want to have a priority input right here as well. Input priority from the right. Because down here, I'm going to set up an assembler. No, this is a, sorry, this is a, where do I want to do this? Do I want to do this? I want to borrow some of the speed, but I don't need a lot of it. I think I'll do this over here, where I can get speed from 4 beacons. Why not? And this is going to be where we do nuclear fuel reprocessing. So this is going to have a requester chest. And then it's going to have a belt that runs this way. And I will, no, I'll do it the tight, neat method because that's the way that I usually do this. And then what I want to have here is power poles. And then I want to also set up here 1 machine, 1 assembler. And this is just going to have a large request of these, by the way. This is what the nuclear reactors output when they burn through a fuel cell. But we need to make the fuel cell. So let's do an assembler here. Actually, I might want to move this all over by a little bit more. Or do I? Yeah, I do. I'm going to move this over by a little bit more because I actually want the assembler to also be able to pick up as much of this as it can. So maybe right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. Because this is going to make, and I don't have assembler 3, so I can't do that. This is going to make uranium fuel cells. And for this, we need to bring in some iron. And I'm probably just going to smelt it locally here. Just bring in ore and smelt it locally because, but it'll be fine. So we want to split here. And I actually want to output priority to the left. I want it to come this way first. And this way. And then there. And how about there instead? And then I'll bring in some iron ore and get to be able to make these. So I have any iron on me? Or did I use it all up making pipe? I used it all up making pipe. Doggone it. Alright, let's see. This one here can be nuclear, I think is what I started these with. Yeah. Nuclear, iron, ore in. And I want to change this, of course, to be iron ore. And then I don't need this whole station. Like, I can probably just make this a... How did coal get in here? I'll bet it was destroying a rock. Let's just make this a 1-1 train. And can this reach? Yes, it can. We'll go one more. There we go. And then I will do some smelting here, and I think I will just do this with... Well, what do I have, actually? I need to do this with electric furnaces. I don't have any. Let me run back to the base. What else was it that I needed at the base for something? I don't remember what I needed. I needed something else at the base, but I'm going to run back to the base. I'm going to pause and come back, and we'll finish this up in this episode. And I'm back, and I now have electric furnaces. So first off, what I want to do here is I want to set up a train. And a wagon. And let's go grab this train. Yeah, this train here. And this will be, is named already. This will go, instead to there, it'll come to nuclear, iron ore in, and empty cargo. So you can go and get, oh, you can't, because you don't have any fuel. That's why the uranium, or the nuclear guy ran out of fuel too. We're going to fix that maybe in another episode. Maybe in the next episode. We need more fuel though. Short story is we need more fuel. So what I want to do here is I want to just set up a couple. We only probably need a couple of these. A couple of electric furnaces. I haven't used electric furnaces yet because they kind of don't make sense until you have modules to feed them. Or to feed into them and beacons to supply them. We kind of just got that and we don't really have that many anyways. But for this setup, they work the same efficiency wise as steel furnaces without any modules or beacons in them, beacons affecting them, but they do take 2 modules. So that's really handy to have when you have that set up. Okay, so this is going to come in here like this. You're going to go there. Oh, I know what else I wanted to get at the base. I wanted to get assembler 3s. Okay, and then this is going to output to a chest. Sorry, I had to mute myself again because I had to cough again. And this is going to only work until there are a small amount of these. We'll say only work when it's less than like 100 is way more than enough. Way more than enough. Ah, here comes the iron. So the train came back with just 1 wagon load of iron. And it's going to go and it's going to fill these boxes up. And I really don't even need that much here. So in fact, I could even take this down to just like 2 boxes. And then, of course, I have iron in my inventory. Let's turn off my logistics so I can pull this out of my inventory. Like that. Or my trash slots, I should say, like this. And then... Oops, I forgot that part. There we go. And then we can just do a simple... Pick these up here. Simpler thing here. Of this goes like this. I think that's the way that I want this. And then iron. Okay, and then I can turn my trash slots back on now. And what this is going to do is this is going to just output a tiny little bit right there that I don't want. There. This is just going to output on both sides of the belt. I don't even need that, but it's fine. And then these four are going to make a little bit of iron, which they already have. And this is going to run, and it's going to make a crap ton. There's already 100 in here, because this makes 10 at a time. So it's a ridiculous amount, really. And then there's 40 here. And then we can come down here, because this is all connected via the same logistics network. We can come down here, and we can turn this on by setting a request of, we'll just say 10. On each of these. Paste, paste. Can't reach. Paste and paste. I don't have bots in here in this network. Doggone it, I don't have any logistics bots on me either. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back to the base and get some logistics bots. So I will be back again momentarily. And I'm back here, and I have 50 logistics bots. That should be way more than enough, at least for now, for this particular system. So let's just put these into here. And then they're going to go and pick up all of that sweet, sweet nuclear fuel and drop it off over here. Boom and boom. These guys are loaded in, and you can already see the neighbor bonus is lit up, so they have plus 200%, so each one is outputting 120 megawatts, as previously discussed. And then, of course, if I add two more here, then they'll be outputting, the middle two will be outputting 160, because they'll be at a 300% neighbor bonus. Now, you can't really get more than that because of needing to insert the nuclear fuel, so you kind of end up with a 2x n layout here, which is kind of the preferred ideal setup for a scalable design like this. So these are going to heat up. They take a little bit, actually don't take very long. Once they get up to 500 degrees, right there, they'll continue up to 999. But once you get up to 500 degrees, that's when the magic happens. And Wally didn't hook up the heat pipes there. Now the heat travels along the heat pipe, and you can see the reactors cool down again because their heat's escaping from them along the pipes here. So we have about 300 coming along now, and it's going to push its way down these lines. And as you can see, as we go along the line further, it gets colder and colder, and it's like a degree or two difference between each. So there's a limitation to how far the heat from the reactors can make it down the line. So you end up having lots of reactors kind of chained together, and then you kind of cram as many of these as you can in tighter. And so this takes just a little while to heat up, but we're at about 100 degrees here. We're getting really attacked by stuff. Earlier when I was paused, I got an alert that stuff was damaged. These biters here did not get killed fast enough. They did damage to, I think, one of the lasers, and they made it through the wall. So maybe I should actually put out some more of these out here, like. And I could even do something like this, just for more fun. I think that'll work. And I think the bots can reach all that. Yeah, they can. So the bots will just reach all that. It's because we have this nest right here, and the pollution is very aggravating to them. So, yeah. What do we have for heat now? 200. But up here at the reactors, it's at 427. So we'll probably get about 700 degrees in the reactors themselves before we get all the way down to the end, 500 degrees. But these first heat exchangers will actually heat up much sooner than the ones in the end. It looks like by about 400 just now, and that probably just crossed. It's about 130 degrees difference from one end to the other, a little more. I don't know if we've seen it happen yet or not, but what'll happen is those, and I didn't put an inserter here. I need to do that when I come back over here. There's no construction bots, so they won't try and do anything with this. But when I get over there, it'll get fixed. So what'll happen with these, say it just burned down, I'll put one of those thingies in there, and you can see the logistics bots now are coming to get them because they're in purple chests, so let's get rid of this crap. And put it into here, and then this will convert them, where's that recipe? 5 of them into 3 U238s. And so that's why this needs to get fed back into here, which needs to get fed back into here, and on, and so on. So I'm going to walk away. Oh, wow, we already have heat. Okay, we have a little bit, just over 500 degrees here. So now you can see these already are producing a little bit of steam. Not much, but a little bit, just kind of as performance or whatever permits here. I'm going to put down some radar just so that I can watch this. Probably just do one here at the end. That'll be fine. Just so I can watch this, these, or I can see these. Yeah, no, we don't have construction bots. I'm going to take care of it. So these are heating up. You can see how they heat up. And we almost have 500 degrees to the end of the heat pipes, which is pretty good already. And then these will all kick on super power. Well, they're already full of steam, so they're just not running because we have too much power. We have way too much power being produced by the solar panels, and the solar panels will get used first. So, and then accumulators are last, but the solar panels will get used first. So this is kind of just more of a demonstration of the way that this works than actually needing it. We got Spidertron finished. So in the next episode, we could do a few different things. The first thing we could do, actually let's do one more thing here before we leave. Let's take that wire from here and put it here. And I only want this to go through when these are less than 10,000. Not that it's not, but the idea here is if we have 10,000 U235, I don't want to keep spending money on Kovarex. Money meaning time. I want to... I don't need this to run. If we have enough U238, I don't need more uranium ore coming in. If we have enough U235, I don't need Kovarex to run. It's kind of a balancing act kind of thing. So in the next episode, it looks like we might need some more copper. This is now starting to starve out the third line. So we're down to kind of 2 lines coming from there, which means probably another copper station here. Bringing in 4 more lines of copper, which means it's time to move this. I need to, I also want to set up rocket fuel. I want to set up nuclear fuel then once we have rocket fuel. And I want to set up the Spidertron. So we have lots of stuff to do. We'll need to find a good copper patch to go and tap, which maybe one of these 2 would be okay to do. These are kind of measly. This one over here is pretty good. That one's kind of measly. Or we can keep working our way this way. And I may even take 2 lines this way. Cut through here and cut through here. I'd have to change that around if I did. But we'll figure that out in the next episode. So by all means, you'll probably see this episode before I record again. So if you want to comment on what I should do next, copper or Spidertron or rocket fuel, by all means let me know. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.